I've struggled with my faith and losing it at 19. Sleep paralysis began then. At 25, I started dabbling in the occult and going even deeper into it until I was so confused and lost, I felt I was going insane. I started drinking heavily during that time. Just this Wednesday, I was in the emergency department continuously vomiting up blood from alcohol. My intention has been to drink myself to death. I've been trying so hard to recover my faith in God, even when I was deep into occultism. I also felt that God didn't hear me. God had lost me. He turned his back on me. I also felt that anger towards God for the parents I was given. I was hoping to ask, could you pray for me? Even just a short prayer. I really need it because I'm in the depths of despair. Thank you again. Your testimony was a godsend. Lucy. Lucy sent me that email a couple of weeks ago, and since then we've had some exchange of emails. And of course, Lucy, I pray for you. I think about you every day. And I want you to know that your story meant something to me too. It made me remember this one time when, not too many years ago, when I went to go see a priest because I was having really sincere and obsessive thoughts of just ending it, not wanting to be here anymore. And as a matter of fact, that is something I have struggled with my entire adult life. And it has been a cross to bear. So I went to this priest, which is normally what I do every time I feel this because I know they'll help me. And this priest really did. He said to me, after I told him, I just feel despair. I feel lonely. God has forgotten me. Either God has forgotten me or he doesn't love me. Or maybe he doesn't exist. I mean, I was really going that far. And he said, this is called the dark night. It's like Jesus in the Garden of Gethsemane. He sweat blood. And yet he said, Lord, if it is thy will, let this cup pass from me. But not my will, but thy will. That talk with that priest that day saved my life. And I go to it often. Your email reminded me of it. One thing I find that has been incredibly helpful is contemplative prayer. And I want to talk to you about that, Lucy. I want you to imagine first, let's go to the Beatitudes, the very first one. Blessed are those poor in spirit. When Jesus speaks of those poor in spirit, he's speaking of people like us, people who have known or who are in such deep despair and such spiritual neglect caused by our own actions that we are truly poor. And then think upon and imagine yourself, Lucy, in the scene of the blind man calling out for Jesus in a crowd. Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. Jesus, Son of David, have mercy on me. Nobody was listening to him, but finally Jesus told his apostles, bring that man to me. They bring the man to him, and Jesus asks the blind man, what do you want from me? What can I do for you? And the blind man says, I want to see. Jesus tells him, your faith has healed you. It has saved you. All of this is paraphrasing, as you know, all of you Bible scholars out there. But when I think of this scripture, and actually every scripture that really speaks to me, I go a step further, Lucy. I imagine myself in that scene. Sometimes I'm an apostle bringing the blind man to Jesus. Sometimes I'm someone in the crowd. Sometimes, and mostly, I am the blind man. And that kind of prayer with scripture has reminded me that I am truly loved and that I have a purpose, just like you do. You know, Lucy speaks of things that I have been through: occultism, suffered through all that, being delivered from it, self harm. I've been through there. In fact, I had to go to an outpatient clinic for an eating disorder for 3 years. Um, Other addictions. It's amazing to me how much self harm means self hate. And when I pray with scripture and I place myself in that scene, I'm able to envision God's, Jesus's beautiful face looking at me. I'm able to sit there and look around and see everyone looking at me, witnessing. Lucy, I am so proud to be your witness, and I am so honored that you are mine. Um, your story has actually touched me to such a degree that the pain that you feel, I literally relive it with you. You are not alone. You are seen, you are heard, and you are a true blessing to me as well. So thank you for your testimony. Um, I wish you all well, and if you have a moment, pray for Lucy. God bless.